Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am back with part 2 of the series HTML for noobs, and today we're going to be talking about 3 elements in HTML that you definitely need to know. The first one is going to be the image tag, img, for image obviously, and this is the basic syntax for it. So we have image right here. Let me just get rid of that. We have image right here, and for every image there has to be a source, whether that source is coming from your desktop or from an external web page. The image definitely has to come from somewhere. So we have source is equal to, and then the path has to be defined. Whatever you define here, that's going to be the path. So for example, let's say we're getting the image from Instagram. www.instagram.com. It's going to get the image from this web page, right? And let's say, just for good practice, sometimes the user's browser may run too slow, or their network may not be working as it's supposed to. It is very good practice for you to leave alternate text, which basically, if their network is too slow, this will be the text that will be displayed when the image does not load properly. So here we'll just write alt, and then we can say Instagram image. It can be a very short description of what the image is about. And like I said in the last episode, with every element, with most elements, you always need to close it. And this is how you close the image tag, right? So that's that for the image tag, right? The second element we're going to be talking about is the link element. And the link element syntax looks like this: a, and just like the image element, you need to refer to a particular website or a specific page, part of the page that you would like to take the user to. But then, unlike source, this link has href. Href is equal to, and just to keep it simple, since we already defined a web page, let's say let's just say we want to go to Instagram again. To Instagram. I always mess up the spelling here. Let me just rub this out. Right. Instagram.com. Right. The good thing about this link element is that there's a specific property you can define called target, and this allows you to essentially control which tab you want this link to open in. So you may remain in the same tab, or in this example, you can define a blank tab, and what this will do is it will not interrupt the current tab the user is on, but rather it opens up a blank tab that will take the user to obviously a different tab. And yeah, that's a really special property. And with that, another thing to also note is that the href we defined here is not what's going to be displayed as the name of this link. We are going to have to define this name by itself, by ourselves. So here, let's just call this Insta image, or something, anything along those lines, or whatever needs to be defined. This is what the user is going to see, this text right here, and then we close the image tab. And essentially what this will do, I'm going to try and show you exactly what's going to be written. It will display Insta image underlined, but it will not show this. It won't show this, it'll show this, right? Let me just go down, and that's basically it for this link. That's the very basic you need to know. And the last element I want to talk about, and definitely at the end I'll be showing you the practical version of these. There's no point in talking about all of this theoretical stuff when we don't get stuck into the code, right? So let me just go down here, and the last one, and definitely one of the more unique types of syntax you're going to see in HTML is table. Right. Firstly, when defining a table in HTML, you have to declare that this is a table, right? And with tables, they mainly operate on rows. Well, you can define them, they can be operated under rows. So for example, we are going to say TR, which stands for table row, and basically what this is going to do is any type of data we write in this section right here, in this section up until the closing of the TR, like that, is going to be displayed like this in a series of, or in rows, up until the next TR is defined, and then we keep going like that. And it'll make sense the deeper I go into explanation. So let's just get rid of all of these lines and let's start defining. And it obviously makes sense that the first row is going to contain the headers. So we're going to say th, let's just say country, close that element, I don't know, GDP, GDP, close that. Population, just as an example, population. Right. This is going to be the first row, so it's going to display the output as country, GDP, population. Right. Now we are going to open another table row, and we are going to start inputting the table data, which is this right here. Oh, and it's also worth noting, just like the H1 tag that I previously talked about in my video, this text will be displayed in bold just for separation. So this will be in bold so that the user knows that these are the headers. So country, let's just say Germany, right? Germany, close that. GDP, I don't know, 53,000, something like that. Close that. And then population, I think Germany has 83 million people. Then close that. So this data is going to be displayed as just below this. So Germany is going to be like that, 53 is going to be like that, and 83 million is going to be like that, and that's how it goes. And for tables, that's the very basic you need to know. So thank you for sticking around. Next episode, I'll be talking about another 3 random select of elements that I think are important to know. So like I said, thank you for watching, and cheers. Oh, whoops, I forgot to show you the actual practical side of it. I had been too caught up in explaining everything that I had actually forgotten to explain everything in the actual Visual Studio Code. So let me just quickly do that. Let us create a new bunch of files. .html. Right, so let's get on with the boiler template. Bam. Okay, in the body, let's define an image tag. Yes, image. And let's just look for a random image on the internet. So that random image is going to be, let's just say, fish. I'm just going to select any single image, click on one. Wow, my internet. Right, copy this image. Wait, no, copy the image link because that's what we're going to use in place of the source. We don't want to download the image, so we have the image source there, and then like I said, we want to put a brief description of the image. So I'm just going to say a picture of a fish. I don't know what kind of fish it is, that's why I'm just writing some generic text. And in order to see, let's see how this looks. And no surprises for guessing, the image is probably going to be huge. And okay, the good news is we have the image, but the bad news is that this image is way too big. And in HTML, we can define a property in the language that allows us to change the height. So here I'm just going to say height is equal to 200px, which stands for pixels. 200px. Save that, and bam, the image is smaller, which is good to see. Right. And so that we keep things consistent, I'm going to move to the next line here and define the links we were talking about. So there we go. We're going to take the same link and place it over here. We're going to give it a target of blank, and then we are going to name the link as fish, and you're going to see exactly what I was talking about. There we go. And where's it going to take us? To this image. Wonderful. Now one of the more interesting elements, the table here, we said that we can define them in terms of rows. So I'm going to say row here. In fact, let me say row, multiply that by 3, and then enter. Then I want 3 headers, so bam, country, GDP, and population. Right. And this is exactly what we have. This is now the next row. Going to say table data times 3. Germany. Wait, let me delete this table row because I'm only going to define one country. Germany, 53,000, and then 83 million people. And this is how the table is going to come out. So this is what I wanted to show you today, and now I can officially say I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.